Okay, so now we are going to have a little bit of a long class. We are going to learn how to say entire, one half, one third, one fourth, and other words related to this. Let's try it out. The first word we have is entero. Entero means whole or entire, the entire thing. Entero, la cosa entera, the entire thing. So yeah, entero means entire, and it also means whole, like the whole thing, the entire thing. In Spanish, we would say entero. Entero. And the second one is mitad. Mitad means one half. So 1/2, one half. Mitad. So yeah, simple. Mitad. Mitad. And the third one is un tercio. One third. Un tercio. So if you look on the picture, we will be looking at the red color. One third. Un tercio. And the next one is un cuarto. One fourth. Un cuarto. One fourth. And un cuarto also means a room. In other, how do you say this? In other contexts, it also means a room. Un cuarto. And it also means one fourth. Un cuarto. So yeah, un cuarto. So depending on the context, it's easy to tell if you're talking about a room or a fourth. If you want to know one fourth of a room, you can say un cuarto de un cuarto. So there you go. One fourth of a room. Un cuarto de un cuarto. Okay, here we have entero. Entero, entire whole. Mitad, one half. Un tercio, one third. Tercio sounds like tres. Un tercio, one third. And cuarto sounds like cuatro. So yeah, un cuarto, one fourth. Okay. And so things that you can actually divide. So they can be pastel, un pastel, a cake. Pastel. There are actually two words related to cake. We have pastel, which is kind of like a birthday cake. Pastel. And torta, which is also a cake, but it's not a birthday cake. Torta. So if you have a birthday, you can use pastel. If it's not a birthday, torta. Torta. And in Mexico, you have to be a little bit careful because torta in Mexico also refers to the type of sandwiches that you buy at Subway. You know, the long, foot-long sandwiches. We also call them torta, which is, yeah, the long Subway sandwiches. Torta. We have our own version of this, and we call it torta, but they look like the Subway sandwiches. And this can be confusing because if you say, quiero una torta, and the store sells both cakes and sandwiches, I think in Mexico she will go for the sandwich. So if you want to make the difference, you can say pastel. Quiero un pastel. So she knows it's a cake. So yeah, it's a little confusing, but I think other countries might call it differently. So in other countries, torta, they will probably have a different name. Maybe a sandwich or something like that. But yeah, that's how it is. Pastel, cake. Torta also means cake. I personally only use pastel for any type of cake, but other countries will definitely call it torta. And in Mexico, torta can also mean the Subway sandwiches. Confusing? Yes, it is. But yeah, that's how it is. Let's see, a lot of that depends on the context which you're speaking about. That's how people will understand what you mean. Okay, let's try some examples. Una pizza entera. So a whole pizza or an entire pizza. Una pizza entera. Una pizza entera. So pizza in Spanish is pizza. So basically the same word with a Spanish accent. Pizza. Una pizza entera. The next one. Un tercio de tarta, de torta. 1/3 of a cake. Un tercio de torta. Una tarta. So there is another word which is called tarta. And tarta is kind of like a tart. So something is also very similar to cake. Un tercio de tarta can also be a piece of tart, the type of bread, like the type of cake, a tart. So yeah, this can be confusing, so make sure you call it torta. Un tercio de torta. You can also use un tercio de tarta, 1/3 of tart. Okay, so yeah, let's try the next one. La mitad de un pastel. Half a cake. La mitad de un pastel. Half a cake. And yeah, simple. La mitad de un pastel. The next one. Un cuarto de un vaso de agua. A quarter of a glass of water. Un cuarto de un vaso de agua. A quarter of a glass of water. So 1/4. And the next one, here we have cortar, which means to cut. Cortar. So yeah, if you ever want to cut, you can say cortar, to cut. Cortar. And the next one is sostener, which means to hold. Sostener. Hold, to hold. Sostener. And actually, I want to go back to the example with the torta and the tarta, because the issue is that tarta also refers to this thing on the picture, because tarta is also a cake. That's the issue. You can either refer to this as tarta or torta. Both are actually the same. Both can be referred to a cake. So in Spanish, a tarta can be a cake too, or a torta. So a little confusing in this case, but yeah, tarta means cake. Okay, it's confusing, but yeah. So yeah, cortar, to cut. Sostener, to hold. Sostener. Okay, and let's try some more examples. Él cortó una naranja a la mitad. He cut the orange in half. Él cortó la naranja a la mitad. So here we're using cortar. He cut. Él cortó la naranja a la mitad, in half. And the next one. Hoy es día de media luna. Today is half moon day, or a half moon day. Hoy es día de media luna. Today is half moon day. Día de media luna. If you want to say a full moon, hoy es día de luna llena. Full moon. Luna llena. Media luna means half moon. Medio día. Media luna. Okay, next one. Ella sostiene a su bebé. She holds her baby. Ella sostiene a su bebé. So yeah, sostener means to hold. And another example. Él le sostiene la mano a su novia. So he holds his girlfriend's hand. Él le sostiene la mano a su novia. He holds his girlfriend's hands. So yes, to hold, sostener. And another example. So whenever you want to cut your hair, you can say, disculpe, excuse me. Quiero cortarme el pelo. I want to cut my hair. Quiero cortarme el pelo. I want to cut my hair. And the next one. Me acabo de cortar el pelo hoy. So after you cut your hair, you can say, I just cut my hair today. Me acabo de cortar el pelo hoy. Acabar means to finish. So I finished cutting my hair today. Me acabo de cortar el pelo hoy. But we basically use acabar with something that just happened. I just cut my hair. Me acabo de cortar el pelo. I just cut my hair. So that's kind of like the meaning we use. I just did it. But it means I finished cutting my hair today. So yeah, that's how it is. And so yes, that's it for this lesson. And when you're in doubt, if you wanna say pastel, torta, or tarta, mostly go for pastel. Pastel is that's the one that's foolproof. The one that everybody will understand. Pastel, everybody will understand that one. But yes, there's also torta and tarta. Yeah, they all mean cake. Interesting. So yes, thanks for watching. So now it's your turn to practice Spanish. You can find the lessons Quizlet by going into the lecture resources folder. Thanks for watching.